Hey Omnibus collectors, it's Riley and I've got another haul here. I've got a lot of different stuff from a lot of different places. Very wide assortment of books, new and old. So we're going to go through this in 3 different sections. The first one is going to be books that I picked up at my local half-price books location. The second set is going to be books that I ordered from in-stock trade. And the third set is going to be the books that I just recently won in a really cool eBay lot. So let's just get right into it. First from my half-price book stuff is Uncanny X-Men The New Age Volume 1. This is The End of History is the title of it. So this book is the first volume of the most recent Claremont run. Claremont came back to the series sometime in the early 2000s, I believe it was, and he started writing again for about 40 issues, and this is the first collection of that run with art by Alan Davis. Nowhere near as good as his run back, in the 70s and 80s and whatnot, but it's something that I've never read before, and because I am doing that X-Men readathon, I've been trying to pick up these books whenever I find them, and I believe I got it for like $5 at half price, so I wasn't about to say no. Next from my half price book slot are a couple of volumes of a series that I've been trying to track down as of late, and those are volumes 1 and volume 8 of Hulk Visionaries by Peter David. So this was the 8-volume series that was released several years back by Marvel collecting Peter David's Hulk run. However, they only got through about half of the run with these 8 volumes. Lately, we saw Marvel release a solicit for a epic collection called Ghosts of the Past, which follows directly off of the heels of volume 8. So now that they're actually looking like they're going to collect the latter half of the Peter David run on The Incredible Hulk, I thought it'd be high time for me to go out and try and collect all the volumes of the series. As you may have seen from previous haul videos, I have been able to grab volume 2, and I was able to grab volume 6 as well. So now I've got volume 1 and 8 officially putting me at the halfway point. Volumes 3 and 4 should be pretty easy to track down. I know that volume 7 is easy to get, and volume 5 is going to be the one that's most difficult. So hopefully I can track down the last 4 of those before that epic collection comes out, and then I'll be able to have the entire collection. I'm really excited because I am a fan of the Hulk, and I've never read Peter David's run, and it's supposed to be one of, if not the best Hulk run of all time. So really excited to have these. And then the last book I got from my half-price book slot was this one. It's the Ultimate Fantastic Four Oversized Hardcover Volume 1. Mostly the reason I picked this one up is because they had it for $6 instead of, it was like a quarter price instead of half price. Really awesome. Sometimes you get lucky and have good finds like that. The second reason I picked it up is because I've been getting more into trying to read the Ultimate Universe, and I know that the new Fantastic Four movie is closer based on the Ultimate origin story of the Fantastic Four than it is on the regular Marvel 616 origin story. So I wanted to read this before that movie came out and maybe be ready for it, have some insight into what it was based on and all that. Always a good idea. And then now I'm going to talk about the books that I got from in-stock trades. There's some things that came out about a month ago, back in April of 2015, and I just kept pushing off on getting them, but I finally was able to order them, so let's check out what I got. First, I got Scott Pilgrim Volume 6 of the hardcover color editions. I really, really love Scott Pilgrim. I had some people notice that I didn't have Volume 6 in my previous haul video, and they were actually like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't get it. It's just I put it off until the end for one reason or another. But yeah, I finally grabbed it. I'm really excited to have it. Now I have all 6 volumes in paperback, all 6 volumes in hardcover. It's a really awesome series. I love it. I loved the movie when it came out. It was really fun reading the comic and then getting that 6th volume when it originally came out in the black and white paperback edition, and then watching the movie when it first came out and comparing the two. And now we've got the new color edition, and the color editions are really, really awesome because they weren't just, dashed together. Sometimes black and white stuff that is made into color looks pretty bad, but these Scott Pilgrim ones, they got I believe it's still Nathan Fairbairn who's doing the colors, and it's just really awesome. Fairbairn is a really great color artist, so he does, some really awesome work in these books, and I highly, highly recommend them, especially if you're a fan of the series already. The next thing I got from my in-stock trades haul is a paperback. This is the Spider-Man Complete Alien Costume Saga Volume 2. This does, a lot of people will notice, have a lot of similar stuff as the Ghosts of the Past Epic Collection, which seems to be a pretty popular title for Epic collections, given that both Spider-Man and Hulk book have one with that title. But anyway, there is some material in common, but there's also a lot of material in here that's not available in that. There's material in that that's not available here. So, you know, we'll see what happens down the line as they release more epic collections and they release more of these Alien Costume Saga collections as well. So this one collects Marvel Team Up 146 through 150, Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man 96 through 100, and Annual number 4, Amazing Spider-Man 259 to 263, and Web of Spider-Man number 1. So there's a lot of various stuff from the various different series in here. Basically, this is collecting not only the time that he had the alien costume, but the time after he gets rid of it and he starts wearing the black cloth costume. So we'll see how far this goes, if it goes up to Venom or what. But so far, pretty nice looking collections, and this one has the cover of one of my favorite Spider-Man covers of all time, Web of Spider-Man number 1, so that's pretty cool. The next one I've got here is a pretty big one. This is the Orion by Walter Simonson Omnibus. I love Walter Simonson. His Mighty Thor run is one of my all-time favorite runs of all comics ever, especially for Marvel Comics and especially for Thor. It's just really amazing stuff, and I actually didn't know that he did anything with Orion and the New Gods, so when this was first announced I was really surprised and I was like, wow, he's perfect for Orion, like I need to read this. Then whenever it was coming out, Simonson himself was sent like a preview copy of the book, and he mentioned that there was a couple of things wrong with it. He said that there was material missing, and he said that some stuff was out of place. Later on he came back and said that there actually was not material missing, that was just a mistake on his part, but there was still stuff that was moved around out of place, and that's because there are backup features to each of the issues, and they separated those from the main features, and Simonson said that they should be read together as it's one solid storyline, but DC separated it. So that's a little bit disappointing, but it's not bad enough to put me off of this because it is an incredibly beautiful looking book. I really love the spinal design here. Really nice looking stuff. And just real quick, the binding is amazing. So I'll be sure to read this one at some point and talk about it in a future video. But yeah, at a glance, I'm not disappointed in buying this one. It's one of the finer looking Omnis that DC has released as of late. And this last book that I got from In Stock Trades is a really random one, but let me preface this by saying I've been on a little bit of a manga kick lately. I've been wanting to buy and read more manga for one reason or another. And I also have some friends who are really into Yu-Gi-Oh right now. For some reason, they've been watching the anime on Netflix, and sometimes, you know, they'll come over and we watch like the abridged series. We watched some episodes of the anime, and it got me, you know, kind of nostalgic for back when I was, you know, collecting and playing the card game. And then I was reading the manga because I had a subscription to Shonen Jump magazine for years, and I was reading it back then, and I was like, man, I haven't read that in so long, and I don't have the actual volumes of it. And they just recently released these 3-in-1 editions of Yu-Gi-Oh, so I decided, you know, I got this for 10 bucks on In Stock Trades. So yeah, I went ahead and bought it, and I'm pretty excited. I haven't read this in a long time. I'm not expecting it to be like blowing me away, but it's gonna be a nice little trip into my childhood, into my youth, my early teenage years, I guess, with this book. So yeah, hopefully I enjoy that, and then if I do, then I'm going to go ahead and buy the second volume, which is already released. Now, this is the most exciting part. I saved this for last. I found something on eBay that was really awesome, and it was at a great price, so I had to buy it. And so that was something I've been searching for a while. So let me just grab that. It's the New Avengers Oversized Hardcover Edition. So right here, I'm holding volumes 4 through 7. Y'all obviously know that those are the volumes that are not in the first Omnibus collection. So it's been over 3 years since the first Omnibus was released, and I don't want you guys to take this as me losing any hope that a second Omnibus will be released. This is me growing impatient with Marvel. I'm just like, I really want to read that second half of the series, but I don't want to read it in like paperback, and I don't want to just download it online or something. I want to read it the way I read the first half, because I really loved the first half of New Avengers. So I went ahead and I've been trying to track down volumes 4 through 7, and volume 4 just seems to be impossible to find on its own online, and I finally found copies of it, but the lowest price it was going for was $40, which is just a little bit above cover price. So that plus shipping was going to put it over, and I wasn't happy with that. And I couldn't find it in any stores. And one day I was browsing eBay and I found a lot of the complete series, volumes 1 through 7, for a really, really great price, like way below cover price. So I had to jump on it. So I do have the first 3 hardcovers, even though I don't need them. So I will be, selling those off at some point. But now I have the latter half, volumes 4 through 7, right here in these oversized hardcovers, and they are nice looking volumes. They are, a little used. There's a little bit of wear on the dust jackets. Overall, I'm just excited to finally get to read the latter half of New Avengers because, like I said, I loved reading through the Omnibus, and I've really been just wanting to see how the latter half of Bendis's run plays out. And then, of course, this means that I'm going to have to track down Bendis's Mighty Avengers oversized hardcovers. So anyway, really excited to find that. And now that I'm on this like oversized hardcover kick with this and Ultimate Fantastic Four, I'm sitting there like, man, now I have to get Ultimate Spider-Man because it's been like over 3 years since that first omnibus has been released as well. So anyway, that's all I got for this week. Thank you so much for watching the video. If I talked about anything in this video that you're interested in buying, I'll have links down below. Make sure that you're gonna like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.